The room went dead quiet as Aunt Clara pointed her trembling finger at me, her eyes blazing with fury. "You stole it, Lily. My mother's sapphire necklace, gone because of you." Her words hit like a slap, and I stood frozen, my heart pounding, knowing I was innocent but trapped in her accusation. Before we start, let us know in the comment section where you're watching from. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. I walked into Aunt Clara's old house, the smell of her famous apple pie filling the air. The family was there for our annual reunion, laughing and chatting. I was excited to see everyone, especially my cousins, Mia and Jake. But Aunt Clara seemed off, her eyes darting around nervously. She kept touching a small velvet box on the mantel, her hands shaky. Then she called everyone to the living room. "My mother's sapphire necklace is missing," she said, her voice sharp. Everyone gasped, and her gaze locked on me. "Lily, you were near the mantel earlier." My stomach dropped. I hadn't touched anything, but her stare made me feel guilty. I tried to speak, but my throat felt tight. "I didn't take it, Aunt Clara," I said, my voice small. She didn't listen. "You were the only one near it, Lily," she snapped. My cousins stared at the floor, and Uncle Tom just shook his head. I felt like I was shrinking. I ran to the porch, my cheeks hot with shame. I'd never stolen anything in my life. Why would she think I did? The necklace was her most prized possession, passed down for generations. I knew how much it meant to her. But now, everyone was looking at me like I was a thief. The next morning, I decided to clear my name. I couldn't let everyone think I was a thief. Aunt Clara's house was big, with creaky floors and dusty corners. I started in the living room, checking under couches and behind curtains. Maybe the necklace fell somewhere. It joined me, though she looked unsure. "I don't think you took it, Lily," she whispered. But Aunt Clara's furious. We searched for hours, finding nothing but old coins and a broken pen. My heart sank. If I didn't find the necklace, would they ever believe me? May suggested checking the attic. "Maybe it got moved up there," she said. The attic was dark and smelled like old books. We found boxes of old clothes and photos, but no necklace. Then I spotted a small wooden chest in the corner, half hidden under a blanket. I opened it, my hands shaking. Inside was a pile of letters and a tiny key. No necklace, but the key felt important. "What's this for?" I asked Mia. She shrugged. "Maybe it's a clue." I slipped the key into my pocket, determined to find out to tea dinner. Aunt Clara barely looked at me. "Still no necklace," she muttered, loud enough for everyone to hear. Uncle Tom tried to change the subject, but the room felt heavy. Jake whispered, "She's been talking about you all day, Lily." I wanted to scream. After dinner, I overheard Aunt Clara on the phone. "I know it was her," she said. "Lily's always been sneaky." My heart broke. Sneaky. I'd always tried to make her proud. I clutched the key in my pocket, hoping it would lead me to the truth. I couldn't sleep that night, thinking about the key. The next day, I searched Aunt Clara's study. There was a desk with a locked drawer that looked promising. My hands shook as I tried the key. It fit perfectly, and the drawer creaked open. Inside were old photos and a journal, but no necklace. The journal had Aunt Clara's handwriting, talking about the necklace's history. It was worth a lot, but she loved it for its memories. I felt a pang of guilt, even though I hadn't done anything wrong. Jake caught me leaving the study. "What are you doing, Lily?" he asked, frowning. I showed him the journal and key. "I'm trying to find the necklace to prove I didn't take it." He looked unsure but nodded. "Okay, I'll help. But be careful." We sat in his room, reading the journal. It mentioned a secret compartment in the dining room cabinet. My heart raced. Could the necklace be there? Jake warned me, "If Aunt Clara catches you snooping, she'll be even madder." I knew he was right, but I had to try. Late that night, Jake and I crept to the dining room. The cabinet was huge, carved with flowers. We tapped the panels, looking for the compartment. My fingers found a loose board. It popped open, revealing a small space. But it was empty. I slumped to the floor. "It's not here," I said, my voice breaking. Jake put a hand on my shoulder. "We'll keep looking, Lily." But I wasn't so sure anymore. What if the necklace was really gone? What if I could never prove my innocence? The next day, May pulled me aside. "I heard you and Jake last night," she said. "I want to help." She'd found an old photo of Aunt Clara's mother wearing the necklace at a party in the garden. "Maybe it's outside," she suggested. We searched the garden, checking under bushes and near the fountain. Mia was quiet but determined. "I believe you, Lily," she said softly. Her words gave me hope. Maybe with her and Jake's help, I could find the necklace and clear my name. While digging near the fountain, I found a small metal box buried in the dirt. My heart raced as I pried it open. Inside was a locket, not the necklace, but it had the same sapphire stone. "This is weird," Mia said, frowning. The locket had an inscription, "To Clara, with love." It was from her mother. Why was it buried? Did someone hide it? I felt a chill. Maybe the necklace wasn't stolen. Maybe someone was hiding things on purpose. But who? I decided to show Aunt Clara the locket. Maybe it would jog her memory. I found her in the kitchen, stirring soup. "Aunt Clara, look what I found," I said, holding out the locket. Her face went pale, and she dropped the spoon. "Where did you get that?" she whispered. I told her about the garden. She grabbed the locket, her hands shaking. "This was my mother's," she said, her voice strange. She didn't mention the necklace, though, and I didn't dare ask. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about Aunt Clara's reaction. Why was she so shaken? I went back to the journal, reading it again. One entry caught my eye. The necklace and locket were a set, never to be separated. My heart skipped. They were connected. I told Jake and Mia. "Maybe the necklace is hidden where the locket was," I said. We agreed to dig deeper in the garden tomorrow. But I couldn't shake the feeling that Aunt Clara knew more than she was saying. Was she hiding something? The next morning, we returned to the garden. We dug around the fountain, our hands covered in dirt. After an hour, Jake hit something hard, a small tin. We opened it, and there it was, the sapphire necklace, sparkling in the sunlight. I couldn't believe it. We found it. Mia cheered. But why was it buried? Someone had to have put it there. My relief turned to suspicion. Was Aunt Clara testing me? Or was someone else in the family involved? We ran to Aunt Clara with the necklace. Her eyes widened when she saw it. "Where did you find it?" she asked, her voice soft. I explained about the garden and the locket. She sat down, looking tired. "I owe you an apology, Lily," she said. She admitted she'd hidden the necklace and locket years ago, scared they'd be stolen. She forgot where she put them and panicked when the necklace was missing. "I shouldn't have blamed you," she said, tears in her eyes. I felt a weight lift off me. The family gathered again that evening. Aunt Clara stood up, holding the necklace. "I was wrong," she said. "Lily didn't steal anything. I made a mistake." Everyone looked at me, some smiling, others nodding. Uncle Tom hugged me. "We're sorry, kid." I felt lighter, like I could breathe again. Mia and Jake grinned at me, proud we'd solved the mystery. Aunt Clara put the necklace back on the mantel, promising to trust us more. It wasn't perfect, but it felt like a start. After the apology, Aunt Clara asked me to stay and talk. We sat on the porch, the necklace between us. "I was scared, Lily," she said. "That necklace is all I have left of my mom." I nodded, understanding her a little better now. She handed me the locket. "Keep this," she said. "You earned it." I smiled, feeling closer to her than ever. Maybe this whole mess had brought us together. I slipped the locket into my pocket, grateful for a fresh start. The next day, Mia found another journal entry about the necklace. It said the sapphire set had a secret. The stones could be removed and used as keys to a family vault. We stared at each other, shocked. A vault? Where? Aunt Clara overheard us and sighed. "It's true," she said. "There's a vault in the basement, but I never opened it." She looked nervous but agreed to show us. My heart raced. What else was this family hiding? The basement was cold and damp. Aunt Clara pointed to a heavy metal door in the wall. "That's it," she said. I took the necklace and locket, carefully removing the sapphires. They fit perfectly into 2 slots on the door. It clicked open. Inside was a small room with a chest. We opened it to find old letters, photos, and a small gold ring. Aunt Clara gasped. "This was my grandmother's," she said, tears falling. It wasn't treasure, but it was priceless to her. Back upstairs, we read the letters. They were from Aunt Clara's mother, talking about her life and love for her family. The ring was her wedding band, hidden to keep it safe. Aunt Clara smiled, holding it. I thought this was lost forever. I realized the necklace drama had uncovered so much more. It wasn't just about the sapphire, it was about family history. I felt proud to help Aunt Clara reconnect with her past, even if it started with an accusation. That night, we had a big family dinner. Aunt Clara told everyone about the vault and the ring. The mood was light, with laughter and stories. For the first time, I felt like I truly belonged. Even Jake teased me, saying I was the family detective. Aunt Clara raised her glass. "To Lily, for bringing us together," she said. Everyone cheered, and I blushed. The necklace sparkled on the mantel, a reminder of our crazy journey, but also of our bond. The next day, I wore the locket Aunt Clara gave me. It felt heavy, not just with the sapphire but with its story. May noticed and smiled. "It suits you," she said. We sat in the garden, talking about everything we'd learned. I realized the locket wasn't just a gift. It was Aunt Clara's way of saying she trusted me. I'd gone from being accused to being the one who helped her heal. It felt good, like I'd found my place in the family. Before I left, Aunt Clara pulled me aside. "I'm proud of you, Lily," she said. "You didn't give up." She hugged me, and it felt real, not like the stiff hugs she used to give. I promised to visit more often. She put the necklace and locket back together, locking them in a safe. "They're safer now," she said, smiling. I knew she meant more than just the jewelry. She meant our family, stronger than before. As I packed to leave, Jake and Ma helped carry my bags. "You're kinda cool, Lily," Jake said, grinning. Ma laughed and hugged me. "Come back soon." I felt warm inside, knowing I had real friends in them now. Driving away, I looked at Aunt Clara's house in the rearview mirror. It didn't feel like a place of accusations anymore. It was a place of memories, secrets, and family. I touched the locket, smiling, ready for the next visit. At home, I sat in my room, the locket on my desk. I thought about everything: being accused, searching with MIA and Jake, finding the necklace, and opening the vault. It was a wild week, but it changed me. I felt stronger. I wrote a letter to Aunt Clara, thanking her for trusting me. I promised to keep the locket safe and to always be honest. I knew she'd smile reading it. For the first time, I felt like I understood her, and she understood me. A few weeks later, Aunt Clara called. She invited me back for a summer barbecue. "Bring your friends," she said, her voice warm. I grinned, already excited. The necklace drama was behind us, but it had given us something better, a stronger family. I looked at the locket, now a part of me. It wasn't just a piece of jewelry. It was a reminder that even tough times can lead to good things. I was ready for whatever came next, knowing I had a family who believed in me.